What's up, everyone? Aaron Chat's back again for another edition of Endless Sky. In this one, we've encountered the Lunarian Redoubt. Let's just pause there for a second. Lunarian Redoubt. What a great name for a resistance movement. But I'm in. We're going to go against the Heliarchs. We just got to figure out how to get more of these missions to go. So I am not sure what to do right now, but let's see where things take us. Also, somebody actually was commenting on another video, and they said that they were able to capture the 582 world ship, which I kind of want to try again soon. So we might have to venture off into Korath space again. But you know what? Let's hang around here for a little bit, see if we can trigger something. Let's go, back to the Ring of Friendship, see if we want to make some friends everywhere, and see what happens. Let's see what happens here. Spaceport, nothing going on. But if we go to job board, right? No, recycle garbage. I don't think so. We're not recycling no garbage. Let's go to this system here. I don't think I have any missions to do right now. I should also do the Emerald Sword chain. But I think I need to poke around human space. I think I need to do a bunch of precursor missions to it too that just have to be randomly triggered or something. Spaceport, nothing going on. Trading, sure. Job board. Interpreters. Okay, so now where do we go? This is the let me go over here now. Now I'm not sure actually what to do here for triggering this. So why does that happen? Why does that happen? That I have to go away from the center of the ring? We're just going to go check everything out. Just check everything out. Make sure everything is good. Spaceport, nothing going on. Job board. Nope. So this was the... Well, we got to go to... Was it, or was it an answer? I don't remember. Maybe if I go back to that system, I'm not sure how long I need to do this to trigger some other stuff. Also, I'm not sure how to trigger the rest of the Heliarch ones. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. As you exit a restaurant in the spaceport, you notice a rumpled-looking Sarad staring at you. Attention from others is not new for you in Coalition space, as you are quite unusual sight here. You don't pay him much mind until he begins to gallop towards you, hailing you down. Captain, excited to finally meet you I am. Heard of human in our space I have, but to see you myself, special it is. A scientist I am, and invited to speak at a university seminar I have been. Be there by some date I must. The honor of transporting me to the shadow of leaves will you give me? What's the seminar about? A xenologist I am. Alien cultures outside of the Coalition I study, and the topic of the seminar it is. Invited to give lectures on the subject I have been. Take me there, will you? I am in. Thank you. Aelbris is my name. To be late I do not wish, as not recorded the event is. He soon gathers his things and boards your ship. Excellent. Alright, so this is, got a little thing going on here. That's fine. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to here. What's today's date? Oh, he's got to be there by Friday or whatever? No problem. Wait a second. Did that jump take 2 days in the first one? During the trip, the dude was polite, if a bit intrusive in his questions about your homeworld. You answered as best as you could, though at times you struggled to understand what he's even being asked. Once you and your passenger depart from your ship, he turns around. Captain, that you must be very busy, I realize, but wondering if you could stay for the seminar I was. You see, studying human space for years I have been, but actually met a human I had not. A great boon to our field to have a human guest speaker it would be. I mean, sure. What do I have to do here? Answering some questions from the attendees would you be comfortable with? Simple they would be, about aspects of human society, physical structure, and the like they would pertain to. I'm in. Oh, good, here goes the book. Thank you. A great honor you have done our field of study. He motions you to follow him. You and the Sarah take a train from the city to the base of a mountain. Secluded Starlit University is, so direct transportation there is none. He explains, instead, he leads you to a steep trail that presumably takes you to the conference. You notice that a small lift is installed along the trail, but it seems to be used exclusively by the elderly and infirm. After a long hike that takes the better part of the afternoon, you approach a collection of gleaming buildings. One of them has a few scientists and students with Heliarchs guarding the entrance. You enter a small dusty room where some scientists from the 3 coalition species prepare their lectures. Your entrance immediately causes a stir, and several turn to look at you. The dude beams as he shows you to your table. You note the presence of several Heliarchs in attendance as well. Ah, work closely with the Heliarchs, we do. Share information with them and inform them of our conclusions, so that better informed about possible threats and opportunities they are. Now, unplanned your visit is, so consult with the seminar organizers I must. He brings out a small box that projects a hologram of an Arachi Heliarch once turned on. The dude begins a conversation with him, but you cannot hear much of it. The dude makes an effort to keep his voice down in order to not disturb the other guests. You wait for a while until a chemic walks up to the stage in front. The box's volume is much louder than normal, and you can easily hear what's being said. Pleased to announce the 103rd Xenology seminar, generously hosted by Starlit University, is now in session. I am. Noticed, as many of you have, in the presence of a very unusual guest we are, the honor of having Aaron Schatz, this guy, answer some questions at the end of today's seminar we will have. The chemic gestures to you as the dude sits down at your table. The first speaker, another chemic, talks about human farming methods as they compare to other members of the coalition. You see him cite information from a modified data chip that appears to contain documents from the Library of Alexandria. The seminar goes on for some time. A Sarad gives a surprisingly accurate lecture on the human body. An Arachi goes into detail explaining the technological level of human ships. Once all the speakers have finished, the dude informs you that it's now your turn to answer their questions. I'm in. As soon as you walk up to the stage, several scientists in the crowd stand up out of their chairs. The Arachi Heliarch comes up to you on stage and explains that this is their way of asking questions. She selects a Sarad from the crowd. What is the extent of contact that humans have with other aliens? Let's see here. What are we going to say? Humans are in contact with the high. Some of them even live on high planets. They live to the north of human space. We can visit them through a wormhole. A few humans know about the high, but there's no official acknowledgments of their existence. That's not true. I mean, like, official. I mean, wasn't there that newscast that basically said they live to the north of human space and we can visit them through a wormhole? Humans have official contact with the Quark, but the Quark... Ooh, maybe we could just talk about the Quark here. Let's talk about the Quark. Let's not mention the high. Humans know about the... Let's see here. The audience responds to me. Do you get the impression that you haven't told them anything that they already know? The Arachi selects another... This time it's a chemic. All of human space united politically it is? No. Human space is split between the Republic in the north and the free worlds in the south. No. Human space is split between the Republic in the west, the free worlds in the south, and the Syndicate in the east. The Syndicate is technically part of the Republic, but they have a lot of autonomy. We'll do that one. As you answer the question, your translator begins to cut out. Repeating your answer does no good, as it continues to fizzle out as you talk. You look over to Heliarch, who eyes the curious chemic with suspicion. Apologies for the malfunction, I must, says Heliarch. Next question. Answer it, please. Aha. They cut that one out. The Arachi picks another chemic. Piracy in human space. How big of a problem is it? There are entire planets, which I've taken over, on the fringes of human space where warlords and criminals rule. Piracy was a big problem in the past, but that's relatively minor. There are many independent worlds that are not ruled by a singular government. Some groups They support privacy, but others are peaceful. That's true. Your microphone starts to fizzle out as you attempt to answer. The Heliarch's 8 eyes are all on you, and you sense it might not be a good idea to finish your sentence. The Heliarch selects a Sarid for the next question. A fairly comprehensive map of human space we have. The Sarid brings out a star map of the galactic south, but of the core we do not. Inform us of the galaxy, can you? Yeah, you want to know about the Korath? Boom. I've met an alien species. They are called the Korath. They're a reptilian creature. What's left of their planets has been ruined by infighting. The Core Sester and the Core Moretti have been fighting a civil war using autonomous ships. The Core Freddy have stayed out of the civil war, living under the Quark's protection. The Korath exiles have been banished to the core by the Drak for refusing to give up their ability to manufacture jump drives. They are now raiding humanity for supplies. The crowd shows considerable interest at the last point. Knowledge of a jump drive a species besides the Quark possesses? Great news this is. Our struggle against the Quark we do not take up alone. Possess jump drives do any other species. The Heliarch does not seem to mind you answering other questions. Another question. Well, actually, technically, this answer is not correct. They try to get their hands on jump drives, but they don't manufacture them. I don't think this is bad to say. There are aliens to the north of human space called the High. Some of them steal from normal High and try to get their hands on jump drives any way they can. Several members of the audience are delighted. Unknown to us, the species is, says the Heliarch. Powerful in their fight against the Korg, may they become. Upon the announcement of the interview's end, the crowd begins to leave. The mood is exuberant as you exit the building. It is now night, and your eyes take a moment to adjust from the lecture hall's bright lights. The dude meets up with you outside, bubbling with excitement. Thank you, Captain. Expanded our knowledge greatly you have. He leans in quietly. Strict with knowledge of humans the Heliarchs are. Unbiased source of information, rare they are. Hope to see you again, I do. Safe travels. As he shakes your hand, you say your goodbyes and board your ship. See that? Information. They're just keeping it close. They don't want to make they got to make sure everything is all on the up and up. So let's go back. So that was interesting. A little bit of divulging. They would have found all that stuff out anyway. Where am I going here? Ring of Friendship. Let's go there. They would have found all that stuff out anyway. And besides, I'm going to kill them all. I'm going to kill all the Heliarchs. And get all their ships. I'm going to take all their ships. I want all their ships. Spaceport, here we go. Nothing's happening here. They want jump drives. I'm not giving them jump drives. They can go away. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to this thing again. See if we can trigger another whatever. I don't even know if this was the planet. I don't think it was. Oh! An Iraq stops you by the spaceport and invites you to a free meal at a local bar. A business proposal my employers for you have. I'm in. You follow him to the establishment and order something. To business, then. A messenger from the great house Beblis, I am. Wish to see you, my employers do, for a great aid to one of their projects you would be. I'm in. What do they want? No such exact details I do not, but certain I am that answer any of your questions they will. Much interest in your resourcefulness my superiors have. On a factory of Eblomab, in the Eblomab system, they wait. Now told to tell you I was, that only to speak with you they want, to make an offer. If uninterested you are, presume you any further they will not. Pressure you any further they will not. I'm coming in. He nods, gives you some coordinates to an estate they will bring you. Thankful for your understanding House Beblis is. He finishes up his drink quickly and leaves the bar to inform his superiors that I'm on my way to that factory of Eblomab. Let's go to that, whatever, Eblomab. Oh, it's all the way over here. Let's do this. We're going to Eblomab. I wonder how many of these we have to do before we start getting into the meat. I want to start getting some ships and new technology without me having to, like, attack everyone. just want to attack a couple people. You follow the coordinates given to you and land on the top of a mountain at a set of private hangars. Nearby is an estate covered by a dome similar to the one over the spaceport city. You are received by who you assume are Arachi butlers and maids, given their tidy, well-kept uniforms, and follow one of them into the mansion. They bring you to a large, wide room where 3 preoccupied Arachi are poring over schematics and blueprints scattered across a table. Captain Schatz, one of them, comes to greet you after the servant announces your arrival. A rare opportunity it is to such an exquisite guest entertain. For a drink, would you care? Without waiting for a response, one of the maids brings over a platter with several cups, and you're pleasantly surprised to discover familiar smells like coffee and tea coming from the silver dish. You notice that there are also some alcoholic beverages, as well as just plain water in the middle of the platter. Difficult to replicate some of these human drinks were, but for a special guest, the least we could do it is. Another one approaches, gesturing for you to pick one of the drinks, while signaling for another maid to bring him and the others 2 drinks of their own. Thank you, but why exactly did you want to come to talk to me so badly? The House Beblis we represent maintain the local hyperspace communication network our house does, he says as he swirls the drink in his cup before taking a sip. The other one jumps in. Studied hyperspace links for millennia we have. More recently, an application of such phenomenon that would help the coalition we have searched for. Still, gently swirling his drinks between periodic sips, the other Arachi, besides you ask knowledge we have acquired of a certain conflict in human space invaded by aliens you were. Aliens with such technology. Oh. I'm going to ask, wait, how do you know of this? Know it? The Heliarchs do, so learn about it we have. Many resources our great house possesses. The Arachi still by the table adds. Trivial to acquire such information, for us it is. It's like, how did the Heliarch know? In their space, are you not? Scanned by their ships you were. Subtly amass your flight records, your charted maps of the galaxy were. And her... Oh, okay, that makes sense. So they scanned all my stuff and blah, blah, blah. And her and the blah, blah, blah. So in their space you are not. Scanned by their ships you were. Subtly amassed your flight records, your charted maps of the galaxy were. And her and the other 2 look at you waiting for an answer. Yep, the pug. Thankfully, the ones that were downing the drinks weren't that close when you said the word pug, or else you need a new set of clothes. One of them signals for a maid to clean up the simultaneous spit takes, and the Arachi by the blueprints finally comes closer. Pug, they called. She asks as the maid behind her quickly scrubs the floor. You affirm her question, and she calls for a servant, asking them to be ready with a ship. She whispers something to the other 2 members of the House Beblis, which the translation devices don't pick up, and starts gathering her belongings. Forgive me, Captain, but leave at once I must. Once she's left, one of the other 2 asks for more details, so you give them a brief rundown of the pug invasion, and how humanity managed to fight them off. They ask you to further detail the moments where you had to fight off waves of pug, and Freya worked the graviton transmitters and reflectors to link back to the other human systems. Promising, this Freya woman sounds. Know her location, do you, Captain? You say that she's probably still in Pugglemug in the Denem system, and that when you last saw her, she was studying what artifacts the pug left on the planet. Speak with this woman, would you, Captain? If willing to work with us, she is. Greatly rewarded you would be. I'll talk to her and see. Okay, this is cool. They thank you and head to another room, asking you to wait. One of the maids offers you the choice of another human drinks, while the one holding the platter with the drinks the House Beblis members were savoring stands like a statue near a corner. I'll try an Arachi drink. You wait for the maid with the Arachi drink, and she looks the other maid in surprise. She tries to explain that she isn't sure these drinks are meant for human consumption. Regardless, you insist. So she reluctantly walks over, handing you one of the cups. You bring it to your nose, and an overwhelming aroma hits your nostrils. The drink somehow smells oddly similar to the feeling you have in your mouth after waking up extremely parched after a long night of sleep. You carefully sip some of it, bringing the cup away from your mouth once the liquid hits your tongue. The sweetness has a sting to it, as if it's slightly biting your tongue as it travels through your mouth. Swallowing it, your throat feels a worrying, numbing sensation for several seconds. You put the cup back on the platter and the maids move away. After a minute, you start struggling to keep your eyes open. Your surroundings suddenly appear much brighter than before, as if the lights in the ceiling have somehow intensified their output, and the colors on everything around you have sharpened their image. You close your eyes for a few minutes and gain your bearings, and everything seems to go back to normal. Great. When your hosts return, they hand you a small suitcase of sorts. Translated our proposal into your language we have, one of them says. Bring that to Miss Freya, you must. Hopeful we are that willing to share the research material with us she is. Also, inside, certain research papers are. A gift she may consider it, the other adds. They say they will be waiting in the estate for her response and have the servants escort you back to the ship. That's pretty cool. See, now we're doing some like species to species stuff. And I think this is where the better written stories later on are coming in, where things are actually starting to connect a lot. The problem with the early game, and it wasn't really a problem, but it's a problem now to me, because like the later game is getting so much better with things being interconnected that the early game just feels like it's kind of falling flat. Forcing people to go through the Free Worlds campaign when they could have chosen the Republic to fight with just feels a little bit flat right now. I think it would be good if they actually reworked the early game to actually have some branching storylines, eventually going to the same place at the end, because you don't, like if you have a choice between the cloaking device, I guess the nukes or whatever. But I think that there could be a way to entice people to do the game and do the multiple storylines over and over and over again. I think that's what Escape Velocity Nova did. At least when I played it, it did. Anyway, let's get back to this and head over to human space again.